Sometimes you just can't get enough of M4s. This is Yardsale from Saber's Armory. No, this is not a real Yardsale. Yardsale is just my call sign. And as I said before, we're going to look at M4. Yeah, another M4. I'm sure you have enough M4 review, but bear with me. I find there's something interesting here. Today we are going to look at this bad boy here. It's a Lancer Tactical. You might go like, whoa, okay. Why we're going to talk about the cheap guns or the inexpensive guns. I find something interesting with this gun while I was working on this, because a customer brought this gun to me. That's he had some feeding issue with this gun right out of the box, brand spanking new. It's not feeding. So I took the gun apart and worked on that a little bit and find out the problem. And then I realized out of the full plastic external, the internal is actually pretty good. Not the hop-up unit though, because the problem was the C clamp that holds on to the inner barrel snaps. That's why the BB was just having a party, a gathering at the hop-up chambers, and that's why it's not firing. It's carrying up BBs inside, so not a good thing, obviously. But we fixed that problem, and the owner decided that he wants to do a downgrade so he can get this gun to a CQB game that's coming up. And I mean, I was pleasantly surprised as I go inside the gearbox, and as this gun made in China. A lot of people don't understand the difference between guns that are made in China or made in Hong Kong or made in Taiwan. Aren't they all Chinese? But why are they so different? Let me explain. Airsoft in Hong Kong and in Taiwan are very popular sports, and a lot of the workers, a lot of the people in the industries, that they are also airsoft players. So therefore, when they put the guns together, they know what's supposed to go in there, and therefore the guns always sounds better, runs smoother. Let's say the King Arms, the GMP, the G&G VFC, they runs better than basically all the Chinese clones of the gun. And why is that? And the reason is people in mainland China, they are not legally allowed to own any of the airsoft guns. So not that they are not players, but they're not allowed to play. So, and then you might ask, hey, then why are they manufacturing over there? Well, they're just making it because the manufacturing capabilities is there, and the labor is way cheaper over there. So some of the airsoft companies move their manufacturing plant to China and cut the cost. So and here comes some of the guns that the poor workers, that they just putting the gearbox together. They just following the design. Oh, spring goes in here. Spring guide. This thing is called spring guide. It goes in here. The gears. Oh, let's put some shim. Put some rings on there. They call it the rings. And then let's slop some grease in there, and the gun's fire is all good. Move on to the next one. And apparently that's how it goes. That's why a lot of the Chinese guns, they are over grease, because they didn't have time to tune it, and they don't even know how to tune it. And when I take this gun out, there was a slob of grease here and there. There was even a slob of grease in the bottom of the base plate where the motor is. Maybe they think it's a moving part. So anyway, after some tuning, and this gun, it's running pretty smooth, I would say. So that's why externally it's really not much to talk about, because like plastic, plastic. Charging handle is plastic. Dust cover is plastic. Base plate is plastic. Buffer tube is plastic. Even the buffer tube nuts is plastic. That the nut that holding on to the buffer tube. So it's really not much to talk about externally. Internally, it's got a really beefy gearbox and some pretty nice wirings, and it's solid wirings. The reason why I want to mention solid wirings is I have worked on some guns that have a full stock and it run out with a large type Tamiya plugs, and then as it runs to the rear out of the factory, they have a small type Tamiya plugs out here. And then the owner, because the batteries he had, it's a large type Tamiya, so he have to run another converter. So converter, and the guns was just like, that rate of fire was just like 5 BPs a second. A little bit better than a Nerf gun. So it's not good, obviously. Obviously, he's not happy. This gun don't even have a fuse, so it's solid wire. It's I was really surprised because I like the wiring. It's nice and clean. The wiring channels inside the gearbox is pretty roomy. I can probably fit some beefier wires in there, no problem. I can even run the MOSFET, no problem. And the gears, the steel gears, already have a delayer chips in there. So and the pistons looks like it's a pretty decent piston. So the piston head have some pods on that, so it's an air seal type. So overall, the gun internally is pretty solid. So would I suggest this gun? Yeah. To what kind of players? Let's get into that. Would I suggest this to a new player? Yes and no. I'll explain. Yes, for the ticket price, it's pretty good. It's pretty good to get into the sports, and if you get to play indoors a lot, yes, this is a good gun. This is a good gun for the beginners. If you have to play in the woods, you have to be very careful because a lot of us that we play in the woods, it doesn't matter how new or how long you've been playing, we all trip, we all fall. Sometimes we fall on our guns. Don't expect this gun to survive after the fall. And it's a good time to learn and practice your combat roll, because it happened to me before that I tripped and was about to fall, and I don't want to fall onto my nice gun, so I cradle the gun and do a combat roll, just completely protect the gun. Maybe that's a good thing to practice. Of course, not with your gun. Not with your gun on hand when you're practicing that. And so how about veteran player? Yeah, for veteran player, maybe this will be a good backup gun, because it's once you tune it, it should be pretty reliable, because I can't see anything else that can go wrong with this gun. When things are being simple, it's always good. How about a loaner gun? This will be a good loaner gun. Yeah, for around $120, a functional gun. Why not? How about for some user that they are very artistic? What I mean by that, it's like if you do a nice paint job on this, and without getting close and pick up the gun, you wouldn't know it's plastic once you paint it. And if you weather it a little bit, the gun will look really badass. And what else? Talking about painting, how about for some really creative user? Let's say we put a tiger over here. Let's put a dragon over here. How about American flag up here? How about Canadian flag up here? How about racing stripes right down here? That would be cool. I don't know, maybe not exactly like what I mentioned, but you get the idea. And then that leads to another type of user. How about those people who like to troll people? This will be a good gun for that. Imagine if you don't do anything to that. It's like, hey, Lancer Tactical, but you can soup up everything inside. This will be a good sleeper gun, and as a good troller gun, even after you decked out the internals, because it's a standard version 2 gearbox, so you can repair that, you can upgrade it however you want, however you see fit, and you can do almost whatever you want to a high-end M4 with this. It will work on this gun, and this will be a good sleeper guns. And besides this, if you paint it all in pink and have a Hello Kitty here, oh yeah, who wants to get hit by a pink gun? I don't know. So that would be fun. And I mean, overall, this is just a very affordable, very lightweight and relatively solid gun, because it's not a lot of crease. It's lightweight. I'm not gonna crank on it, but it's relatively solid. And you can do so much to that. And once you paint the gun, you won't know the difference. And that might lead to another type of user. Before we go, how about guys that have a lot of spare parts at home, for M4 especially? You can put a metal buffer tube here, you can put a metal outer barrel in here, and all of a sudden you get a pretty cool looking gun. Maybe some lightweight rails, but you know what, this will work, because a little while ago I was fooling around and I put a M203 on, and it actually worked. And talk about accessories, all kinds of accessory can go onto the gun. It will work. And, oops! Even it will take a bayonet, because it's got a bayonet lock. And I mean, for around $120, I had my doubts before, because everything. Oh, even the mag catch, even the magazine catch was plastic. So try not to slam it too hard when you put the magazine in. But yes, if the mag catch or any of those broke, you can buy metal ones. You can get an upgrade. So I mean, yes, it is no GMP. This gun is no GNG or VFC, but if you tune it right and internally, it's pretty solid. It will hold its own, and hey, it's only take 1 BB for an honest player to call hit. So there you go. There you have it. This is Yardsale. Goodbye.